Welcome to Date Mates, a comedic take on dating and various other topics from the point of view of a guy, which is me, Mike, and a girl.
Hey, what up, guys? It's B.
Answering the questions you're afraid to ask, because we're here to help. Well, some of you, because we don't actually know a lot of you, so... Hello, and welcome to episode 2.
What's up, guys?
Tonight's episode is called, Hey, I'm Keeping the Watch.
That one took me by surprise.
It took me by
God.
surprise. I've never made that voice before.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, that's what our episode is called.
So basically, this episode is going to be about exes.
Which is always a fun topic.
Well, I felt rather inspired recently.
As you should. So it kind of works out.
Yep. So to kick off this episode, we are going to have Mike read the definition of X on
Urban Dictionary.
our favorite place for information.
And I probably should have pulled it up before, but...
That's okay.
Okay, so the top definition for X is someone who will have sex with you when nobody else will.
I wasn't ready.
There it is.
Oh my god. It's so true, though.
I know.
Read it again. They need to hear it again.
Redo it, or
No, just say it again. Say the definition again.
in case you didn't hear what I said the first time, the definition of X is someone who will have sex with you when nobody else will.
So many people will agree to that.
I feel like a good 89% of people will agree.
God.
They're just like, oh, I'm not feeling too good today. Might as well just call my ex.
What you doing?
Get all up in that.
You almost made me spit my Reese's Pieces everywhere. Oh my god.
Well, thank you for not doing that. And now that you've managed to get yourself together, why don't you continue and say what else we have on the agenda for tonight?
I thought it would be pretty appropriate if we could each talk about our first exes.
Well, there's nothing I love to do more than dig up painful memories of the past, so I can't wait. I sit here waited with bated breath.
Oh, God.
So, I'm going to allow you to indulge me in the first tale of woe tonight.
All right. So, I met this kid in high school, and I still talk to him to this day, which we'll talk about later on in the podcast.
We shall. I'm sure I'm going to have many questions.
But we dated for like 6 months or something, and I don't remember exactly why we broke up, but I remember us getting into a really big fight, and I called him fat, and that was probably, it's probably like
Good for you. It's so funny.
It was just like he was being so mean, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, well you're fat,"
Amazing.
which is horrible because
No, I
he
fully endorse this.
it made him feel really bad though.
It probably made him feel fat.
Thinking back, I do feel bad about saying that, but I was also in high school and I was very immature.
High school doesn't count. Yeah.
So there's that.
You're fine. I did. Doesn't matter what I did.
So yeah, that was my first ex. What about yours?
Mine was in, I think, freshman year. There was
in
some
high school
girl that I didn't know, and I saw her go to her lockers, and I was just like, holy shit, I need to talk to this girl. So I did anything romantic I would do. I
Oh God.
went home
Hold on. What did you do?
sent her an IM on America Online.
I thought you were like, I went home.
Went home,
and
looked
I
up her
called
screen name.
Oh my God. That's so
And
funny. I forgot about AIM.
yeah, and then on and off, like, I think we broke up once after 7 months and then got back together, and then after a year, we broke up for good.
Oh.
It was not on mutual terms.
Oh. Wow. Well, that's a pretty long-lasting high school relationship. I think most of my high school relationships were like 6 months.
Well, it was
4
also because we had a
months.
lot of friends that were also the same, and I just did not feel like divvying those up. I mean, she could have all her friends because they kind of sucked anyway, but I mean,
Oh God. Well, my dad loaded his gun, or cleaned or loaded his gun while he would talk to my dates.
really,
Yeah.
oh, that's not
Except
too
for
bad.
the guy that I just talked about, but
Yeah. So, what exactly would your dates do when they turn up to your house and your dad would be like cleaning a gun in front of them? Because
well,
now I'm very curious.
I actually had my first date in 5th grade.
Me too.
And I will never forget it because when he got there, when his mom dropped him off
Yeah, that's how most first
at my
dates are.
parents' house, he like came with flowers. He had like a button
Aw.
up. It was really cute. He came with flowers. He had like a button up, and my dad. I think my mom opened the door, and my dad was like, "Come on in." My dad's on the ground, like cleaning a gun,
And this kid's
looking
in
at
5th
it,
grade.
and this kid's in
He's probably
5th grade,
like pissing in
and
his
he is
pants.
so scared. He did not talk to me ever again after that.
Just like the visual of that really makes me laugh.
Well, just the whole date was just super awkward. We went to Ruby Tuesdays, which used to be my favorite place. They used to have a really good
It used to
queso
be
dip,
really good, and then it went downhill.
now they took it off the menu. So you know what? Fuck you, Ruby Tuesdays, because I really like that queso dip, and there are still ingredients online how to make the queso dip, and I'm gonna do just that.
Well, maybe if they didn't get rid of it, Ruby Tuesdays wouldn't be shutting down in every single location around the globe.
Seriously, R.I.P. Ruby Tuesdays.
Whatever.
But anyway, during the whole entire date, Ruby Tuesdays, he did not talk to me. I was just like, what are you going to get?
Wait, so what did you guys literally would just sit there just making eye contact? And I imagine it'd be like, it looked like he's going to say something, and then he's just like, no. And then you go to say something, and then nothing.
Well, it was... I don't even know why my parents, permitted this, honestly.
It's probably because they were like, oh, this is so adorable. Just going to their Did they take photos
They were literally in the booth right next to us.
Oh. I thought they just dropped you guys off.
No, they were literally in the booth right next to us.
You know for a fact they were listening. They're like, shh, let's see what she has to say. What do you think he's going to say? Oh my God, your parents were spying on you on your first date.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. My dad also used to go to the movies with me too, except for when I was in high school. He stopped going to the movies with me in high school, but yeah.
The two big places to meet up with a girl when I was younger was either at the movies or the football game.
Oh, the football game.
Where all the cool kids hid out under the bleachers at night.
What? No. Cool kids were never underneath the bleachers. Like, the cool kids were always, on the bleachers. And my high school was known for their tailgating in the most sober way, which is weird thinking because now tailgating is just...
Oh, no, I'm talking about, football games when I was in, 6th grade.
You had football games in 6th grade?
I didn't play football.
In 6th grade?
Oh, no, we went to, the high school football games.
Oh.
But I'd have to, beg my mom, be like, I really want to go to the football game. But only if I was, on good behavior. I had certain... I can't believe I'm about to admit this. I had certain rewards. The first one was I was able to put sun in my hair if I got a good grade and get an undercut, bowl cut. I'd get the sides, shaved up so my hair would hang over long. And if I improved, in another class, every time my grade improved, I'd be able to go up a size in a pair of Jinkos. And, and the other one was able to go to a Friday night, football game.
Oh, my God. Oh, my mind is blown.
But I'm also kind of tired of talking about me, so I feel like you should tell me a story.
Ah, yes. The reason why the podcast name is I'm Keeping the Watch.
I'm keeping the watch.
Oh my goodness. I can't with all these
Dumbass.
impressions. So I was talking to my friend about this the other day, and I just felt like Jennifer Coolidge from, oh my god, Legally Blonde. She's like, and I'm keeping the dog, dumbass. So, anyway, the reason why the name of the podcast is I'm Keeping the Watch is I myself have an ex that comes in and out of my life frequently whenever we break up. Or whenever.
So, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I break up with someone, he'll hit me up, or
Yeah, like
whenever
he just
breaks up with
appears.
someone, like, exactly. Like, the exes just come out of the woodwork. Like, I swear, like, all of your exes, they have this sensor in their head after you break up with them. It forms after you break up with them. And they're like, what? He's single? Oh my god, I have to text her right now. I swear it.
It's fucking bizarre.
So, anyway. Anywho. So, the ex that I'm talking about that's coming in and out of my life, we had a previous conversation at a brunch we all attended with some friends. And
sounds excellent.
Oh my god. Lord. Okay.
Continue with your story.
I totally forgot where I was going with my story because of your horrible pun.
We're at brunch. You're surrounded by your friends. They're all talking about these neato watches called Apple Watches. You don't have one. And then all of a sudden, you turn and you hear this.
You can have mine.
Really? Stop it. You're just kidding, right? I can have your watch?
Literally, he's just like, I mean, you can have it, you know. You can have it if you want it.
Fuck yeah, I want it. It's an Apple Watch.
It's a fucking Apple Watch. Does anything I was going to say no? The phone that this Apple Watch was connected to was not his phone.
Dun dun dun. Which leads you to believe that it was his ex-girlfriend's, considering it is white with silver, which is a girly-looking color.
I'm pretty sure that it's her watch because I did see the first text message. I wasn't looking through any of the text messages.
Well, I mean, you kind of
I didn't
are
read
end up
any of them.
Something because you wanted to
that was the first thing that popped up. It said a girl's name, and I was like, "Cool."
Always great to see. I mean, the point is she doesn't have the watch now, and you have it. That's all that really matters.
It's my watch now.
It's my watch, and he will never get it back.
So, of course, getting a watch made me feel special.
I guess.
Okay, I got soft.
I mean, it's always nice to get stuff.
I got soft. I'm not even gonna deny it. But I felt really special that he gave me this watch, and it made me feel like, oh my god, maybe he's changed. Like, you know, a lot of girls, we have those thoughts sometimes, and in fact, they never do change, but we just have high hopes that maybe they will.
Yeah, but in the end, guys never change. They might make an effort for like a week or two, and you could be like, oh wow, he's actually making a difference. And then they're just going to go back to the normal ways. You can't change how a person is. They might try to change or like better themselves, but in the end, they're just going to end up kind of going back to how they are.
Yeah, so after we had that romantic evening where I received a watch. Now, recently, I'm getting all these Snapchats where it's like, when are we going to have sex? And, like, dick pics. And I'm like...
So it really seems like he changed for the best.
Yeah, he didn't really change much. Didn't even change at all.
So how long of a time period was it? It's like, here's the Apple Watch, cut to 2 days later. Babe, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This dick ain't going to suck itself.
I mean, it was very similar to that. And I was just like, excuse you. First of all, don't assume that we're going to do that.
Plus, I would have been like, look, motherfucker, I didn't ask for the Apple Watch. You gave it to me. And obviously I took it.
Yeah, and I don't owe you a thing.
See, I feel like when you get a gift, it's one of two possible things. The person's genuinely being nice and, like, sincere, or two, he's just giving it to you because he expects that you should be giving him something, like, in return.
Well, that's good that you just said that because honestly, I was just going to ask what, like, your male perspective is on that, you know?
I mean, for me personally, if I give someone something, it's because I just generally want to give them something. Like, I don't expect anything in return. But I mean, that's just me. Every person's different. So I can't really speak for, like, every other dude out there. So.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's funny that I have a brand new watch and I didn't have to do anything to get it.
No. So it worked out in your favor.
Well, it just goes to show you shouldn't assume.
Exactly. Which.
Or you'll lose your watch.
Yeah. Now I hope one day he's walking the street. He's like, "Shit, I gotta be somewhere on time." And he goes to look, and he's like, "Oh, I can't tell because I don't have a watch. I gave it away." Didn't you also tell me that he didn't even give you a charger for the watch?
No, I didn't even get the charger for the freaking.
That sucks.
So I bought one on Amazon.
Which then you have to wait for it to like come in when you're just like, I just want to play with this watch.
Exactly. Bottom line, exes don't always have the best intentions. I will say some exes I am friends with and I'm on good terms with, so
But majority of the time that's not the case.
it's usually the ones that like you broke up with because they're just not good people and then they start being nice to you and you're like, all right, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they're usually a dick and then out of nowhere they're just like, well, I'm going to do this for you or I got you this.
Yeah.
There's always some secret
Well, here's the thing.
motive behind it.
Watchman, I guess we can call him. He's not a horrible person.
It's only mildly terrible.
No, he was the first guy I ever said I love you to, so, you know, that's a big thing for me.
Yeah, but how old were you for that?
16?
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Because
But anyway,
I'm not discrediting. I'm just saying
you're-
when you're that young, like, you have no idea.
I think your first love is always going to mean something to you. And I think he knows that. And
Takes advantage of it.
a little.
Just a little.
But I did not fall through that rabbit hole, and I'm very glad I didn't.
Look who's finally learning. So wait, why did you decide all of a sudden to not fall for it this time? Aside from a sweet reward of an Apple Watch.
Well, I mean, the Apple Watch was pretty dope, but I am just at the point in my life, I think, where if people have ill intentions and I know it could possibly go bad, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, I just wouldn't bother entertaining it.
Don't even entertain the idea of almost doing it. Just not doing it at all.
See, the method that I've learned over the years is I feel as you get older, you just stop giving a shit so much. So the second, like, you're put in that sort of situation, you don't see it the same way you did as, like, previous. So you don't fall for, like, the same stuff that people try to pull in the past.
I can agree to that.
Maybe
and
it's because
also-
you're maturing. I don't know.
Also, you just kind of get to the point where you're like, all right, I've
Just
already
kind of
been here
over it.
before, and don't think I want to do it. So
Yeah,
I'm
why
not
keep
gonna.
going down the same old fucking road? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense, but yet people still continue to do it.
I'm also getting to the point where I'm so good at saying goodbye. Like, okay, you don't
Bye.
want to be with me? Bye. Whatever. I don't care. Because I learned what it's like to be alone and the importance of being alone and being happy with that. And once you get to the point where you can be alone and you don't need anybody and
It's
you
fucking
have
liberating.
that self-happiness, you're like invincible. You don't need anybody.
I could not agree with you more.
It's a crazy thing. So, I mean,
You
my
kind of have
last-
to go through shit to get there,
Yeah.
but once you do, it does kind of feel good.
My last breakup was through text message.
Ooh, wait, did you break up with him through text, or did
I
he break
broke
up?
up with him through text message.
What inspired going through text rather than face to face?
He's just a little whiny bitch.
The glorious thing about having a podcast and having us be anonymous, because we don't use our real names, is we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, buddy.
So please, indulge me on this little whiny bitch.
Oh man, 2 X's
Give her the
in one
beats.
podcast?
Oh shit.
Oh, B's a happy girl right now. So, I dated this guy for a year, and he did not have his shit together. I had to constantly motivate him. I had to constantly reassure him of a lot of things. And it was just so much work that I put into him that I later realized that I wasn't even putting any effort into myself.
It sounds like you were just a teacher or some sort of fucking babysitter, some bullshit like that.
Oh, I don't know. Like, he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like,
Yeah, good to know, dickhead.
This is exhausting. Like, we are never getting back together. Like, ever. Ever. I'm never getting back together with him, ever. Like,
did you just think that, or did you actually, like, tell him?
It was the most exhausting relationship I've ever been in.
I can honestly say that just sounds terrible, and I'm really glad that wasn't me.
What the fuck?
Sorry. I'm also sorry to say it's the end of episode 2 in our podcast. I have no idea why I made that noise. It sounded weird. But yeah, that's the end of our show.
You made it.
You made it. And maybe you'll make it to next week's.
Which will be...
I'm not sure, but we're debating electrocuting each other. So we'll see.
With a shock collar.
Yeah,
not
we bought a
freaking
shock collar.
Oh my god.
Not like a car battery and jumper cables.
Mike, you can't say shit like that. People are going to actually think we're trying to electrocute ourselves.
I don't know, it just sounds like an electrifying experience to me.
But we were going to try and make up some sort of game that related to dating, obviously. And the punishment for getting a question wrong.
Zap! But that's all the time we have for this week. So tune in next week, and maybe it will be a shockingly good experience. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the episode. We'll have a brand new one out next week. As always, this is Mike.
And I'm B.
And we'll see you guys later.